Hey, it's Sam with Get Free Then RV. It's an awesome Saturday. It's getting actually a little bit hot and humid here in South Carolina. I'm out here in the Lance, obviously, and the air conditioner is running. I only expected to be out here a few minutes cleaning. What I was hoping to talk about, in fact, I've had a couple, actually 3 friends just in the last 2 weeks reach out to me and say, hey, buying a camper, I've got I don't know what to do, I've got some questions. So we're going to cover some of the topics based on, like, when it's time to buy the camper, which one should you get for you, and which one I've gotten, which ones I've gotten in the past, and some things to look for, some things you want to stay away from, some things you want to kind of look at doing with your purchase, and we're going to look at that. Incidentally, I mean, my Lance is it's just sitting here. It's got the jacks down, it's all bricked up, and it's just sitting here solid as a river rock. I'm trying to fight the sadness because, you know, me and Diane, we like to get out and do our thing. I consider the whole world my backyard, so sitting here and not doing the whole Lance thing is it's been tough. So we're eating our bacon, we're cooking our eggs in the house and our sticks and bricks, but as far as getting out in the Lance and pushing the truck to the limit, can't do that. In fact, I think, like I mentioned to you one time, the truck is in the shop. It hadn't been fixed yet. Diane and I are still saving our pennies, so I look forward to that. And speaking of the truck, over at the shop, it's been sitting a while, quite a few months, and so what I'm concerned about would be flat spots on the tires. I need to go over there to the shop and I need to look at them and see what's going on and start preparing to get that truck home. So actually, you know, we might as well head over there now. Let's go ahead and look at the truck, look at the tires, see how it's doing. Yeah, it's every bit of 79. I think it's supposed to get to around 86 today. And you know, 86 on the right day or in the right state where there's no humidity, that's okay. But in South Carolina, there's pretty much 90% of the chance you're going to have some hot temperatures along with humidity. So we have a few minutes to drive until we get there. In the meantime, I wanted to tell you guys I've got some massively exciting news for you guys. Our life has definitely taken a turn for the better, and I get to tell you guys, not quite yet, but there will be a time where I will tell you what's going on. In the meantime, something else that I can tell you a little bit about. Diane has always kind of bought and sold. She'll go to the thrift store just because she loves it. Our clothes, we're just now at this age starting to buy brand new, but we've done thrifting, not necessarily dumpster diving, although I just never got around to it. She has found all kinds of neat things. I need to get this air up. But we have not really made the connection between buying and where to sell it. We have not done well. We have not been successful on finding outlets. That's been a real hang-up, a real huge hang-up. In fact, we've got a whole shed right now full of things that was, you know, buy, sell. It's a good deal. Let's get rid of it later and, you know, make a little money from it. And it's still there and it'll sell. But the interesting thing is we found out, and you guys have probably known this, it's just we didn't get the email. We didn't know. So you can do an eBay store. Diane got the bug. So out of all these years and all this time of figuring out, hey, you know, I like to buy things for a good deal, we've now actually got an outlet for it. So, you know, we'll keep you guys posted, and kind of like what we hope to do with it in terms of RVing and traveling and this, that, and the other. So it's really cool. So yeah, we'll keep you updated on that. So yeah, we are just about at the mechanic shop. Oh, I think she's over here somewhere. Is a little more faded than normal, but she's here and she's safe. It's almost like she's in jail or a hospital or maybe an orphanage. It's just so weird to see her here waiting and not at the house with the camper on it, or actually in some other state or a mountain with me in it. So I've got it bad, y'all. I love truck camping. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna look at the tires, make sure they're all right, and then like I said, the idea is to get this thing home. What we were going to talk about today, well, that sweat, it's not that bad out there, but I'm kind of like, quote unquote, out of practice. South Carolina has not been this hot yet this spring. Anyway, in terms of buying a camper, I guess what we should do is first cover, you know, which type of RV. Diane and I don't think, boy, it's amazing how much you forget over time. I don't think we've had a travel trailer. We've had 3 fifth wheels, the third of which we still own. I'm still fixing it up, and I'll probably video some of that, but we still have it. And then we've had, this is my third truck camper. Our first one, I don't even know the name brand. It was a pop-up. I loved it. I did some traveling in it. Couch cushions kind of had the 1970s or early 80s, kind of a brownish gold tan checkered type thing, so it was really exciting. Then the second one, of course, was our 1988 Lance. Don't know the model. I don't think it was a Squire, but it was some little fella made for a long bed. So we just, you know, put our tailgate down, put a board in the truck bed, and slid it up in, and it worked out real well. I love that thing. On the dually, it was a good match. It was a good situation because it was 2,100 pounds dry. I forgot its wet weight, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it could have been 3,000 pounds, and the dually didn't even feel it. So we did get rid of it because it was a wet bath, and every time you go into the bathroom to shower or anything, you come out with bruises on the side of your head, your elbows, and I did okay with it, but I'm pretty sure Diane came out fighting Matt a few times. Just because if you've been in a wet bath, clunkety bump, kitty bump, 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 you can tell when someone's in there because it sounds like 2 squirrels having a boxing match. So anyway, yeah, the wet bath is no bueno for the Diane. So we're like, okay, we need a dry bath. And once we walked into this one and others, we're like, man, this is just about as big as the bathroom in our fifth wheel. So we're like, okay, that's definitely where we're heading. So we had some stipulations by then of things that we needed to have. So I want it as capable as possible. Like right now I've got airbags. I'll probably do some timbering. That's kind of where I am. I want to do kind of a camping / overland with my wife in a way that we're both tickled pink. In fact, there's some trails in Colorado and here in North Carolina area that if I don't have four-wheel drive and some of these features, even the simple ones I can't do. So I at least want to be prepared for that. Now, in your case, there's questions you got to ask yourself. Do you want to boondock? Do you want to go to BLM land? Do you want to strictly stay with RV parks? Do you want to, are you in the West where roads are pretty much flat as a pancake for thousands of miles, or at least hundreds of miles? Do you live in Tennessee? Do you live in Pennsylvania or the Blue Ridge Mountains? Do you have, 6% grade for 2 miles? Do you need to pull up or downhill? Do you get my point. So do you need a 1 ton? Do you need a 3/4 ton? Do you need an F450? So you want to look at the truck, you want to look at the camper, and then with the camper, there's things you've got to look at and decide. And you're just like, where do I start? I've got so much money saved up. I want to get on weekends. I want to trout fish and be able to go to my own home, fix some coffee and, watch the football game. And you want to go that next step, but you haven't necessarily nailed down what you want to do. So here are some things to think about in terms of, first, okay, if you're going to do a tow along, whether it's a trailer or a fifth wheel, some things to consider would be, if you have a bumper pull, you've got your whole truck bed that you can put a tonneau cover, you can do a topper or a truck bed cap, or you can do a small camper, or you can use a van to pull your bumper pull. So you've got a lot of options there, and you don't necessarily have to stick everything either in your truck or your fifth wheel. So it helps. When you're looking at doing the fifth wheel or the trailer bumper pull, there is a bit of a difference in ride. So, that's one thing. What style? Fifth wheel, trailer. And then I could probably spend another half a day on, layout and floor plan for your trailer. There are some things to consider regarding how big your family is, what your ages are, what the children's ages are, whether or not they kind of need their own space. Like if you have a 12-year-old to 18-year-old girl, it'd be great if you had a toy hauler and can turn the whole rear area into her bedroom. But in our case, with our first fifth wheel, we had younger kids, so we basically needed a bedroom for us and then kind of a bunk bed area for the kids. So we bought one with a basic kitchen in the middle. Then the front up in the fifth wheel area was the master bedroom for us near the bathroom, and then the rear section was the bunk bed area for the kids, and it worked out great. So look at what you want, down to do you want a full-size fridge? Do you want a bigger RV fridge, which I think is 9 cubic feet? You might want to look at your kitchen needs. Is are you the the one who cooks most of the time? Whether you're the husband or the wife, are you guys grilling and maybe you steam some vegetables, or do you go out to eat? Do you need a kitchen? Do you kind of do the whole we're eating healthy and so we need all the pots and pans and strainers, and we do everything inside of our kitchen, and we need about as much of a kitchen as we can get? Do we need a bar? And then you can go as far as, do we need a dishwasher? And then one thing past that is, for Diane, it was important for us that, not that we would necessarily use it, but we wanted a fifth wheel or a camper that had the washer and dryer. When we were buying campers and when we were doing this part of our transition of our life, we really didn't know. You guys would want to look at that. And then if you want to look at on YouTube, Awesome Family, love their YouTube. It's called Keep Your Daydream. They've got a segment on, I think it's called Buying and Selling Your RV. It was invaluable to me because it really touched a nerve with me, because anytime I buy anything, I've always got resale or equity in mind. So they really told you, and they really educate you on the idea that anytime you want to buy it, here's some tricks to make sure that you're going to break even or at least sell it, and it's going to be in demand. You're not accidentally buying the worst RV on earth and you pay $8,000 and you sell it for $80. So I would encourage you to watch that video. And then there are some other topics, and I may think of them later, but I believe, unless I think of more, the last thing I'd like to cover is this, because it made a huge difference with Diane and I. And the question is, do you buy used or new? My experience had to do with buying used. And at first, the idea was like, no, I'm going to do this right. I'm going to buy new. It'll, it'll be fresh, it'll be clean, and then we'll sell it in 2 or 3 years, and we'll lose the the depreciation, but we'll always have something new. And the key point is it would always be under warranty. And with that, things always being under warranty, there are some circumstances that really pays off, and it's smart. It's the thing to do. One thing that you might want to keep in mind is basically this: how handy are you? How handy are you? Those are probably the 4 most important words for you to remember when buying used. If you're not handy, find someone handy. If you can't find someone handy, find a repair shop that you can afford that knows RVs. Find someone handy, because well, maybe you don't know, but I know. And if you watch YouTube just a little bit, or if you rent if you spend any time with RVs, you'll know they break down. I really hesitate to say RVs are junk, but it's not like they're built to stay. They're built to use for a few times, and it's almost like you're paying a bunch for almost a throwaway item. So keep that in mind. So we obviously went used. I bought used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and so I will always buy used. I think one of the campers we paid, it was a friend of mine, so I did 2 payments. But other than that, we paid cash. So be patient, get free, save your money, and then RV. So buy used. You'll want to know how to fix things as they break, and believe me, as they break, you can YouTube it and you can learn from people. There's massive amounts of footage on YouTube in terms of fixing things. Like, I will probably end up going through some of the things with this Lance that I've fixed or I've got to fix, and there's other YouTubers that have been there for years and they have tons of followers that it's very easy to find. And so what I'm saying is, it's like totally awesome. Pretty much anything that breaks, you can YouTube it and fix it, if you're a little bit handy and you've got a little bit of money. So if you think you can do that, you'll be fine. I would strongly encourage getting used. New one, you're going to end up fixing it too. You haven't escaped that. So with the new one, it's a matter of who's going to do it and how much you're going to pay, and is it under warranty. With a used one, it's pretty much up to you or the person or mechanic that you found to fix it. Things will go wrong. You will end up having to fix it. Keep those things in mind. I hope I've given you some food for thought and kind of given you some things to think about. Later, I guess we could probably cover some damage and what to do to fix it. I think one of my earlier videos, I talked about the fact that this Lance had a leak in it. I did find it. It has not been leaking since. So I'll probably end up doing a video on the little teeny weeny leak and all the damage it covered. And then when I go to fix it, I'll probably go tell you what the plan is, or what I hope the plan would be, some of the materials I hope to use, and how I'm going to fix it. That'll be at a later date. I don't know if it'll be anytime soon, because I'm helping Diane with her eBay thing. And I haven't completely decided how I'm going to go about it, or what materials I'm going to use to replace some of the damaged stuff. So I'll go over that, and I'll figure it all out, and I'll get back with you guys. In the meantime, like I said, you guys get free an RV, all right?